No. And that's just me being completely honest. I think I love being Sudanese, but I feel like I think that answer as well is only purely based on the fact that I was born and raised here, so I'm just so used to my life here. I think going back to Sudan, I don't want to say it's a cultural shock because it's not, but I feel like when you are born here and raised here and have a certain way of living here, it's very hard to go back to Sudan and have the same life. I do think though that I wish I visited Sudan more. There was multiple times where my mum and my dad would go to Sudan and say, "Oh, Riham, come with me," but I always kind of said no because going back to Sudan meant seeing family, and it wasn't really a holiday. So I think that's something that I regret ever since the war started. That's something that I think about, and I always kind of blame myself for a lot. Actually, I always think like, Riham, you should have gone back. You should have seen your family. I haven't seen family in years, and I think that's something that I think about constantly. But to live in Sudan for the war, I don't think that's ever crossed my mind.
Yeah, I was talking to my family about how after I got my citizenship, I was going to come back. Um, Obviously, I got talked out of it. None of my family agreed with the idea, or they all said, no, don't come back. Do your uni in the UK, get your degree in the UK, and then come back after. But I was just very upset. I didn't like the fact that they didn't support that. I thought they'd want me to come back. I've always had a sense of like I don't know if jealousy is the right word, especially in like the situation that we're in, but I felt very jealous of my cousins and the fact that everyone stayed in a place where they were familiar with. Because every time I go back to Sudan, um, I just remember the fact that they have lived on without me. Like there's memories that they have that I'm not in anymore. And all of my memories with them have been in the past. So when I try to um like if I were to make a joke about a memory that happened, what, like a decade ago now, they're like, I don't remember that. Like, when did that happen? But that's my only memory. Like, how can you not remember that? Like, how can you make your own memories without me? Like, where am I? So I wanted to go back to Sudan really badly. Like, that was the only goal I had after getting my citizenship, was to go back. Like, there was no question about it.
I think the situation in Sudan started when I was pretty young, so it was before I really planned out my future. So honestly, no, I never really thought about moving back to Sudan. But I feel like now, because it's not even in reach anymore, I want to move back to Sudan more than ever. And I think as soon as, inshallah, we're able to go back to Sudan, it's definitely something I would consider.
I I didn't consider moving to Sudan permanently. I do like the idea of like moving for a couple of months at a time, just so I can hang out with family properly. Because summer holidays just aren't enough. And I think one of the biggest reasons why I wouldn't move there is just because so I work in the film industry and it's not as sustainable over there in Sudan as much as like the industry is going. But it all depends because yeah, you never know.
Yeah, I mean, actually, frequently. I'd I'd wanted to work in Sudan, over summers and even just spend more time out there. So I actually one of the reasons and motivations for studying engineering or civil engineering was I always kind of had this, desire to be able to go to Sudan and work on the infrastructure and work on developing the country. I think part of my early experiences seeing the differences between the infrastructure in the UK and in Sudan, like that's what shaped some of that thinking as to wanting to become an engineer and to solve those problems and actually see a prosperous Sudan in the future.